You know, it is what it is. It's an object. You know, it can be replaced.
Indeed.
Yeah, listen, the devil is a lie. I need a car. I hate when people say, you know, a vehicle is a privilege. It's not. No, it is a necessity.
It's a definite necessity for New England.
It is.
Yes, because you can go to the ATL and not have a car and be good.
Right.
Go to New York and not have a car and you're good.
Even Boston.
Go to Boston. But you cannot be a Worcester without no car and think you're going to do anything.
When I lived in London, it was actually an inconvenience to have a car. Cause,
really?
You know, you had no parking even outside your apartment. You know, it's crazy like that.
Yeah, I have to move out there then because, you know, this driving around to Worcester to make it everywhere just ain't working out for me. I just can't do it. So, we're also going to talk about an incident that happened yesterday. We're not going to name any names. I don't want to name any names because, you know, I eventually want to speak to all parties involved. But there was an incident at a church yesterday, boss, where they had someone...
Did a forum,
had the police there as guests inside the church. But outside of the church...
There were protesters.
Protesters, and there were people who were giving out flyers for having police not necessarily removed from school, but they don't want to have them arresting children in school.
Yep.
So, and let me be frank, if they would have arrested people in school, you know how many times I would have been arrested? For little fights. You know, it used to be a 5-day suspension, 3-day suspension, hug it up, have a little conference, hug it up, be friends with them forever, and that's it. But now they're arresting people for fighting in school.
Wow.
And we can talk about that in a little bit, but I just want to say quickly that they always talking about, because of the gang problems. You know what? Ain't never been a fight in school over no gang. You know what it is about? Some girl or some boy said something, and you replied back to them, and then their boyfriend either found out about it or was told about it. Then all of a sudden, you got people fighting.
It's over respect. It's not really the gang aspect, but it's the respect.
Yeah, the gang aspect is a whole nother different thing. Sometimes you get jumped by a gang.
True.
But it always stems from something with some girl somewhere somehow, or something with some boy somewhere somehow.
Indeed.
So yeah, we can get into that too.
So okay, so I have a question because you know I'm a big fan of Lean on Me.
Okay.
Right? You know the movie. You know Joe Clark. You know the situation because it was based on a true story.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So in those days, they had police in the school.
Okay.
They had the metal detectors in the schools.
Yep.
So do you feel that being in 2015 that shouldn't happen? Because I'm like, do I feel like the cops should arrest kids? No.
Nope.
You're not supposed to feel. You're supposed to be security. You need a flashlight at the end of the day.
Yep.
That's how I feel about it. You need a flashlight, not a gun. You need a flashlight. But you were there to minimize, but not harass. So I don't like the fact that they're arresting you for fighting in school. Because I don't like the fact that you're going to have a record before you even graduate from high school.
That messes your future up.
Yeah, because even if it is juvenile, they still see it when they pull that background check. Yep. So I don't like that. So I definitely think that should there be something in place? Yes.
Okay.
I do feel that. I feel like you should have a security, but with no guns and no badge.
Right.
I feel like that is overstepping. You know, like the apartment complexes, and they have the little security team.
Yes, the little
they got the flashlight,
yep.
and they got their little, I'm going to write you a warning. Do that. But having police there and talking about really arresting kids, I don't like that at all.
I agree to an extent.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. So, when I was a kid, kids are bigger these days than they seem to be bigger.
It's in the water, man. Yeah. It's in the water.
Like even if you look at football games from like the 70s, right? Them dudes was a lot smaller than they are today. Now they big and just naturally huge and larger. And then sometimes if you look on like the videos of the kids fighting with teachers in schools, I'm praying for the teachers. Like, get out of there. Get.
You better run.
So I'm for safety. Yep. I'm not for arresting.
That's me. Like, there's no reason for any child to feel like I can get arrested if I slap fire out of somebody today.
Right.
Some people need to get slapped at the end of the day.
Right. Well,
I'm just saying, some people do. Like, you can't be disrespectful and think that, you know, no consequence for your action is going to happen.
What do you think, Spinner?
I agree with Chantal. You know, sometimes, you know, you need that physical dosage, I think. So.
Listen, when I was coming up, so I went to school out in Fitchburg.
Okay.
Right? And I was pretty much, I wasn't the only black kid, but there was only like 10 of us. Right? Okay. So I didn't fight with none of them.
Okay.
But I was fighting from the time I hit 3rd grade until 10th grade. I fought. And it wasn't me starting it. But I had to finish it because that's what, you know, your parents told you. You don't start none, but you always finish it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was fighting. Like, I had an altercation once where a teacher jumped in and his nose got broke. Very sorry, psych. My bad. But things happened, but I didn't go to jail for it.
Right. And you didn't.
For real. But it's like they spoke with me. They stated what the issue was, and we spoke it out. Like, why do we have to go to jail? Why is that in 2015 that everybody needs to go to jail now?
All right. Okay, so before I respond to that.
Jails.
All right.
A lot of vacancies.
True.
All right, so before I respond to that, I just want to say, like, listeners, if you guys have an opinion and you guys want to text us and let us know what you think, just text us at 774-823-4394. Just text us your first name or whatever, and then what you think about the subject, and we'll read your text live on the radio, so we can we want to hear what you guys think about the subject. So here's the thing: I was fighting at in 5th grade. I think 5th grade is when it started for me. And I used to go to school. I'm going to shout out some people. I used to go to school with Jai Harris, Keith Rodriguez, and we used to get it in. We used to have, you had to fight. So, you know, we used to fight. But in the 6th grade, it was over stupid stuff like, look, you stole my marbles. Give me my marbles back.
That was my highlighter.
And and then what would happen is you'd go home, you either win or lose, go home, and then y'all friends the next day.
And that's what it used to be. It's not like that now. Now people want to shoot you and kill you.
Yeah.
It's not about putting your hands up anymore because people are cowards now. People are straight cowards. They don't want to put their hands up because they don't want to lose. But they'd rather take your life from you than anything else. I don't like that. Yeah.
So in 8th grade, 9th grade, it was just little sporadic fights. Oh, no, wait. In 8th grade, I used to get jumped every day. After school, yeah, because you know Sullivan used to be on Richard Street.
I forgot you grew up in Worcester.
Yeah, so Sullivan Middle School. Shout out to Sullivan Middle School. It used to be on Richard Street, right by. It used to be Store 24. I forgot what they called that.
It's Tedeschi now.
Yeah, Tedeschi's. Okay, so yeah, it would be like, okay, I got lunch, then I got history, silent period, get jumped, go home, and it used to be like that, and until my boy Mike, shout out to Mike Jerry, he came, and then he was like, I ain't getting jumped, I'm fighting back, and I was like, could they do that? So that, ever since then, and from that point on, we was always fighting back against the gang. Like Kilby, I used to get jumped by Kilby. So it came, but even now, some of the dudes that are part of Kilby, I see them. Hey, what's going on? You know, good to see you. Stuff like that. You grow out of that, but you never grow out of a record. That record stays with you for the rest of your life,
unless you understand how to get it expunged and all that stuff.
Right. So some people who get into a fight as a teenager. And then they get arrested, and it's over a girl, and they still paying for it 20, 30 years later, and they don't even know where that girl is. They're not even friends on Facebook anymore.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, and I think it's unfair.
I do too. I'm with you. I just think security needs to be in schools, not police.
Yeah, because you don't want kids. The hoodie thing.
Yeah, the hoodie thing, but. I was researching it, and that's been in place for years now.
Yeah. And
so why is it that now people are talking about it? See, that's always my question. Okay, if it's been in place and you've known about it for the past couple of years, why all of a sudden in 2015 is it a big issue for you?
It was a big issue when I was in Sullivan.
And how long ago was that?
That was...
Look,
it was so long. I don't even my brain froze. A calculator flashed in my head, and I said, "I don't even know about it."
Calculator.
I don't even know about it. But it was when I was in junior high school, so it was a long time.
So that's over a decade.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so over a decade. So why is it a big thing now?
I don't know, but I remember when they banned it in school for us. If we came to school in one, they would make us tuck the hoodie part in, and then go about our business. So I don't understand why it's like, what was the danger of the hood part of the hoodie?
Now they're talking about it's gang related. Is it because it's a blue?
Adidas are gang related. Sneakers are gang related. Are you not supposed to wear shoes? I'm gonna have to wear sandals.
But I've seen like high school sweatshirts or sweaters with hoodies on.
Yep. Yeah.
So if they don't allow them in school, why do they make those?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
What's the tech? My daughter, I had to pay
Or
$40
even
for
Woodland
it.
Academy, they make them like that. Well, you got the little seal on it.
Yep. You better stop selling them, or my kids are wearing them to school.
Thank you.
And send them home.
Exactly.
Send them home. It's gonna be a problem.
We're gonna take a pause. So we're gonna have Spinner take us out.